Anyone getting a bit APP'd out? So I'm just going to run through 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Firstly, government-related identifiers. So they're things like tax file numbers or driver's license numbers. We just need to tread carefully with them. We don't want to use them as your reference for someone in their files. We can't do that. And you can't go disclosing those identifiers without appropriate consent. So best to steer clear of disclosure of them or using them as an internal identifier. If you're collecting the information, then we've now got this obligation to make sure that it's accurate. So if you're going to use it or going to disclose it to someone else, we've actually got an obligation to make sure that it's accurate and that it's up to date. So it's around that quality, authenticity of the information. And we need to make sure that it's secure. So have procedures in place to make sure that people just can't misuse it or dump it off the system and go breaching someone's privacy with it. Protect it from misuse, interference or loss or unauthorised access or modification. And then there's provisions there about giving access to that information. So if the person whose information it is says to you, hey, you're holding my information, I'd like access to it, as a general rule, you have to give them access to what you've got on them. And if you don't give them access, there's specific notices you need to issue. One of the obvious red flags, to my mind, around that is if you're putting comments in there and you say that this ... person told me a lie about ... and just be careful about what you're actually saying, because at some point the person could ask for that information, and if you're defaming them, it wouldn't be all that good.
Sorry. I just had a question disclosing the personal information that you have on file.
Yeah.
Is that as of the 1st of March, so any comments made after that, or anything that you've currently got on your system, do you need to remove if perhaps it shouldn't be there, if it's going to breach any of that?
It covers all of the information that's on your file. It's not just new information that's created after that date. So whatever, the law will apply to all of your info, not just post 12 March information. The last one is correction of personal information. So we need to make sure that it's all accurate and up to date. If we're looking at someone's file and we find out that it's inaccurate or misleading, we've got an obligation to update it. And if the individual writes to us and says, hey, I think you've got misleading or inaccurate information, we need to update it. If we don't, there's a bunch of notices we need to issue.